Hello and welcome to Big Orbit Games unboxing video for the new Star Wars Armada expansion, Home 1. So this is a new large ship for the Rebels for Armada. My apologies, I'm recovering from a bit of a chest cold, so my voice is a little deeper than usual. Yeah, there's a new large ship for the Rebels, in line with their assault frigate, aka the Turkey. You may remember it from Return of the Jedi. It's Admiral Ackbar's flagship. It's called Home 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this up, as you can see what I'm doing now. Power of observation. I'm going to open it up and just go through the components quickly and just show you what it is you actually get in the box. So you get the miniature in there. I'm going to leave the miniature for a moment, go through that towards the end. First I'll show you the cards and other components you get with the ship. So, open it all up. Sorry, I will also be coughing. So in here you get a quick explanation of the ship and what it is and all the components. You get loads of components in here, loads of upgrade cards, all new upgrade cards as well. There are no reprints from older sets in here. Also, this is technically the MC-80. Is the designation of the ship. Home 1 is a title, it's the name of one of the types of ships. And then some extra rules. This is a large size ship which is new for the game. So it just follows all the same rules as small and medium ships, but some, as it says, some upgrade cards may only affect large ships. Also, it has the new defensive token contained, so ship spending this defense token to prevent the attacker from resolving the standard critical effect. They can still do non-standard critical effects, such as granted by upgrades, so assault concussion missiles and stuff like that. But they can't do the standard flip a card face up to deal a critical. So you get in there your 3 command token, command dials, and the stand for it, which is a curved shaped stand. It's quite a big stand, quite large. I mean, this is a very large ship. It's quite thin and narrow though, as opposed to the big chunkiness of something like the Star Destroyer designs. But as you can see, nice big stand there for it. And then inside here, well, it wouldn't be a fancy fight game if it didn't have tokens in there, but you get tokens, upgrade cards and ship cards. So let's have a look through here. So first of all, on the token boards, you get the ship token, which goes on your stand, so you can see there the different arcs. As you can see, this focuses primarily on the broadsides. So your front dice is just 3 on each. That's not much for fore and aft attacks, but port and starboard, 3 red, 3 blue apiece there on the command cruiser, and then flicking it over, we have 4 red and 2 blue on the broadsides instead. For the assault carrier cruiser. And going with it as well, we have all the dials for your command dials, shields, and all the defense tokens and markers you could need. Then next up, we have the ship cards. So this is for the MC-80 assault cruiser and for the command cruiser, the 2 variants. The command cruiser is the slightly cheaper of the 2. They both have 8 hull. Their anti-squadron dice changes slightly, so black and blue for the command cruiser, double blue for the assault cruiser. Their values change slightly as well. The assault cruiser drops down by 1 squadron. Command cruiser you'd expect to have, by the name, you'd expect to have more squadrons really. And then if you look, their manoeuvre's the same. Now, unlike a lot of the rebel ships we've seen so far, which have all been quite fast and manoeuvrable, the MC-80 can actually only go up to speed 2. It's quite slow. I mean, it's got the double click, so it's manoeuvrable, but it is a slow ship compared to a lot of rebel things. And then you've got your side-by-side comparison there of the attack dice on each of the arcs. As you can see, there's not a huge difference. Just switching out a blue for a red for the assault cruiser. And again, with the upgrade, you're changing, the assault cruiser has an extra defensive retrofit, whereas the command cruiser has, I can't remember what that was called, I want to say iron turrets, but I could be wrong. So there we go. So that's the 2 ships there. So this is mostly just going to be going through and showing you what's in the box as opposed to a tactical overview. So we have a new commander in this. Each of the new ships from Wave 2 has a new commander. You get Admiral Ackbar in Home 1. Of course he has to come in Home 1. And 38 points means before friendly ship's attack step, it may choose to attack from only its left and right hull zones this round. If it does, though, it can add 2 red dice to its attack pool while attacking a ship. So you don't get that whilst attacking squadrons. That'd be disgusting. That'd be bye-bye squadrons. But you do get this when attacking a ship. Now, you may be thinking, oh, I only get fire out of the left and right. The broadsides is where this thing is the most dangerous, and because of the arcs on them, it's also the most... They've got the biggest view in total. I'll quickly flick back to it. So Home 1 really benefits from Ackbar with those massive broadsides. So he's going to be, I think he's going to end up becoming quite popular in certain lists, sort of like with MC80s and the Turkeys. Then we have an officer, Wellex Blissex. When you activate, you may discard this card to recover one of your discarded defense tokens. So remember, when defending in this game, you can spend a defense token by flipping it to its red side. Then you can also spend it again by discarding it permanently. So this allows you to get them back. You have the new wing commander. So we see this repeated in some of the other ships from Wave 2 as well. Before you reveal a command dial, you can change it to a squadron command. And we see the same here with a navigation officer, but switching to a navigate command can be useful if you realise that you kind of want to always have the option to activate your squadrons or navigate. It means you only have to set your dials to one of the other 3 commands at each round, and then you can switch them as you need. And then we have support officer. At the start of the command phase, you can discard this card to discard all of your command dials, which is a very, very interesting tactical option to make. So that could be an interesting one. We have projection experts. So with the repair command, spend up to 2 engineering points to move that many shields from your ship to a friendly ship at range distance 1 to 5. So it'll allow you to use the ship this is on as more of a support role, which the MC80 could, in theory, fulfill. We have the cluster bombs. After a squadron performs an attack against you, even if you're destroyed, nice, you may discard this card to roll 4 blue dice. That squadron suffers 1 damage for each hit or crit icon rolled. So, plain to see what it is on the tin, it's anti-squadron. However, it's only hits against 1 squadron, so 5 points for a discarding card. It's a little tough, and taking up that slot as well. Then we have the Phylon Q7 tractor beams. Now this is something I've wanted to see since they announced Armada. Counts as a modification. When you activate, you may exhaust this card to choose 1 enemy ship of your size, class or smaller at distance 1 to 5. That ship must spend a navigate token or reduce its speed by 1 to a minimum of 1. So this is interesting. So it's not pulling the ship towards you or forcing them to move towards you, which is a shame. However, that could have been a bit awkward. But it is forcing them to slow down. I can see this being more useful for the Imperials, I think. However, the Rebels could utilise this to, if you're playing Imps versus Rebs as the classic combo goes, you could use this against Imperials, because generally speaking, a lot of their big ships go quite slow anyway. So you could potentially even knock them down to speed 0, which means they get no defence tokens. So, oh sorry, it's a minimum of 1, sorry. I knew there's a reason why I wasn't going to say that. So you can't completely dead stop them with it, unfortunately. But you can slow them down enough that it gives you time to get your salvos off. Boosted Comms, Squadron Command. You can activate for any squadrons at close to long range instead of close to medium, so it just gives you a bit of extra distance on activating squadrons. Good if you are running a squadron heavy list. Slave Turrets, another modification. You cannot attack more than once per round, but whilst attacking a ship, add a red dice to your attack pool. So good for just getting 1 big salvo in each turn, however sacrificing the option of attacking more than once per round, and yeah, I'm not sure I would make that sacrifice, but we'll see. SW7 ion batteries. While attacking a ship, each of your unspent blue accuracy icons adds 1 damage to the damage total. So this is for unspent blue accuracy icons. That could be quite good, especially towards later game when your opponents, or later in a turn, if you've been whaling on one big ship in particular, they've already used up most of their defense tokens. You don't need those accuracies anymore. Adding in that extra few points of damage could be very good. Now we're on to the titles for the MT-80. Home 1, while another friendly ship at distance 1 to 5 is attacking, it may change 1 dice to a face with an accuracy icon. Just lets them try and mitigate your opponent's ability to defend. Independence, Squadron Command. Each squadron you activate can increase its speed to 4 until the end of its activation. Squadrons that change speed in this way cannot attack though. So you can't use this to abuse the new rogues and villains. However, you could use this to speed up your B-Wings and Y-Wings for those bombing runs. And we have Defiance. While attacking a ship that has already activated this round, add 1 die of any colour to your attack pool. Generally, if you're playing a Rebel list, you tend to have more ships than your opponent. Again, if you're playing the classic Imperial versus Rebel setup, Defiance could be useful because as long as you keep the MC-80 as your last or later activation, you're pretty much always guaranteed to get that extra dice. So, very cool. And then we've got the exciting part, which is the model. Because the cards are cool and all, and, you know, they're kind of what you play with. But let's be honest, we're here for the toys. So, take it out of its plastic prison. And here we go. This is the Home 1. So, it's quite long, which makes it awkward for getting it in camera shot. But I'm going to bring it up nice and close so you can see some of the detail work on it. Lots of panel lines, lots of individual little paint schemes and stuff to make it interesting, break up the contours. I actually think it'd be interesting to see this in a more flat tone rather than with such heavily defined panel lines. I think it'd be, cause I think that fits more with like the original Return of the Jedi view of it, and the artwork arguably on the box. Got the engines there. These are coloured in blue, which always makes me happy. And then we've got the underneath. Again, still they've maintained all that detailing on the underneath. Lots of like little interesting bits in there, even a little dent for the hangers. Yeah, I think overall the Home 1, they've done a good job on what could have been a very boring and flat ship. Like I said, I would personally like to see these panel lines maybe coloured in and the colour flattened out a bit, smoothed out, because the idea is these ships are supposed to be very sort of like almost watery-esque, very slim, and all that panel line painting just makes it look very sharp and jagged. So that could be an interesting way to see it painted up. And to give you an idea, I'll show you a comparison. So we have the Corellian Corvette from earlier, from Wave 1 in Armada. Don't mind me, I'm just propping everything. As you can see, so I find this a bit awkward to hold, but as you see, I've got those lined up there, so you can see them for size comparison. So you can see how big the Home 1 is. It's quite a, you know, quite a big ship, put it actually on top. You know, it's clearly several Corvettes long, if you will. So we'll also then compare it to the Nebulon B. So the Nebulon B is quite a long ship anyway. So lengthwise, you know, it's probably about 2 Nebulon Bs. And then side by side comparison. There we go. So that's Nebulon B. We'll then show you against the Assault Frigate. So this thing really is huge and bulky compared to Home 1. You can just see just how big it is. So yeah. And so the frigate just wasn't as well detailed, I don't think. There we go. And then last shot of it. There we go. Side by side. There we go. And then I'll also show you it compared to the new MC-30C frigate. which is the other new ship from Wave 2. Ta-da! So this is the smaller frigate, Mon Calamari frigate. As you can see, they're both very similar in design, so, you know, long and thin, sort of these torpedo-y shapes. I mean, they come from a water world, so not completely unexpected. Again, to show you up close. I will be doing an unboxing video of this one, so check that video out for a closer detailed look at the ship. But yeah, there we go. That is a comparison of the two ships side by side. So there we are. That is everything you get in the Star Wars Armada Wave 2 Home 1 expansion. So this was just a quick unboxing just to show you what you're getting in the box. Remember, everything you see here you can buy as individual components from our website, even down to the tokens, from our website bigorbitcards.co.uk. Join me later, we will be unboxing the rest of Wave 2, so the Imperial Star Destroyer, I'm really looking forward to doing that video, the Imperial Star Destroyer and everything else from the Wave 2. So yeah, like and subscribe, join me later for those. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.